Well, God was like, all right, here you go. Here's your second opportunity. That moment, that time you've been praying for, here it is. At the end of last year, I was just to a point where I was like, you know what? I'm finna get up and fight for this thing. My life, my dream, my destiny, is just take it to a whole nother level. Like again, we talked about every time you start over, you gotta start from the ground up, level one. Right? So the first goal was to get active, threw some prices out there that I know I could work, right? But I set a price, an idea in my mind of where I was going. And it sounded crazy at the time. I remember I told somebody and they laughed at me. They went and Googled it or chat GPT what like the average rate was for like personal training, and they came back with a certain number. And I was like, whatever. So yeah, slowly climbing.
The dream killers.
Yeah, well, you know, it is what it is. Everybody can't afford your services, and because they can't afford your services, that don't mean you need to always devalue your service to get clients. Sometimes you got to keep it pushing, keep it moving, and keep believing so you can keep your schedule open so you can attract what you're worth. Thank you, Lord, for giving me a sign and showing me that I'm on the right path, because you will always pray, God, give me a sign. God, give me direction. Order my steps, Lord, please.
Absolutely.
Like you pray for it. And then when he give it to you, what I found is a lot of time when he answers your prayers and it's tangible and it's in your face, you ain't gonna need to believe it. But
surreal.
Cool part about this thing is I've been conditioning myself to receive this. So because I've been speaking it, manifesting it, talking about it, preparing myself for this when it came, I was ready, but I ain't gonna even cap to you, I was scared. Moral of the story is I said what my price was, asked what I was worth. Not only did they not have a problem with it, but now instead of getting that price one time a week, I'm gonna get it at least for 2 times a week. And we already locked in for the next 12 weeks.
I think it's so many gems in there, and I can relate. Like I say, you know, I'm a DJ by habit, so I don't really do a whole lot, but I do DJ events for friends and families and things like that. And when I started out, $50, just basically give me the cost of my gas to get there. I just wanted the experience and just to be in the mix. The truth of the matter is, I was afraid to, well, I didn't want to charge people too much because
you felt like you run them away.
Well, not so much that I would run them away, but I wasn't overly confident in my ability because I was like so in my own head thinking like, what if they don't enjoy my services? At least
doubt
they won't feel like they won't feel ripped off. But over time, as I continue to build in that space, and then I talked to some other guys that I looked up to, just kind of had some mentors in the field, kind of let me know what their rates were, and basically from what they knew about me, told me what I need to be charging. The first time I threw that number out there, I just threw it out there, and like you say, I just had faith, and I was like, if you take it, or leave it, I'm cool either way. But this is my number, and I'm standing on it. No pushback whatsoever. Now I have the confidence.
The hesitation, they have zero reservation and hesitation, but you had it all.
I had it all. I was carrying it all. Your confidence comes from the work that you put into your craft.
That's what I'm talking about.
So then that's a big
That's where that energy come from. That's why I know what I know, and I know what I can do. Not saying that I'm the best because I'm better than someone else. I'm just saying this is low key all I've done, especially since I've been out of the chain gang. I'm coming up on my 15th year in the industry. And then one thing you learn in the industry, the truth don't change. Once you know it, you own it.
You know it, yeah.
Then you can make it yours.
Right.
So that was why I felt like it was time for me to go to the next level with my time and with my knowledge and with my expertise. Because I know what I know that I know.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm better than somebody else. I just know what I'm going to do with this opportunity. I know the impact I can have in your life, and I want that, and I'm prepared for it.
And it's not really about being better. It's not about comparison.
No.
I think and that's part of
absolutely.
That's something that can also still rob you of your confidence and your joy, looking around at what somebody else may or may not be getting. If they got to that number quicker than you, or they charge you more than you,
absolutely,
that has nothing to do with your journey.
Nope.
You prayed about this number. You got that number. Walk this path. Stay on this journey. There's so many little things that you said that had so much value. Like when you said you told someone, and
Yep.
this person may have not been trying to be negative, yet and still, when you tell them what your dreams and aspirations are, they basically told you that it wasn't possible, or feasible, or realistic.
Yep. And
You
then
gotta
too.
block that noise out.
Yep.
Some people would have heard that message and be like, you know what, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
They would have pivoted
Yep.
in that moment and said, you know what, maybe, because this little self-doubt that I'm
Mm-hmm.
already trying to quiet in my own mind is only amplified now because I heard it from an external source. So now it must be true.
But being around individuals that believe in the experience that I provide, let me know that more than just a trainer, more than just a coach, that to them I deliver a life-changing, a transformative experience because it transformed their lives. Then what I did was I asked them, well, what do you think? How much would you pay? Since you feel that way about it, what you think is fair? Since that's genuinely been your experience. And that gave me a whole nother number that I'm still working towards. But in between the bottom where I started and where I'm going is the truth. And the truth is in what? The journey. It's the process of becoming and the process of me believing that I deserve the highest rate or that mountaintop experience. And that comes from the daily grind, the preparation, the studying, the learning, the investing in not only other people but myself, becoming the absolute best in my craft. That's how I'm going to get to the highest rate.
Before we go too far down the road, let's capsule this conversation real quick so it's easily digestible. So what did we just say? First step, you had to believe. You had to have that belief in yourself and your dreams to not let any naysayer cause
Absolutely.
you to pivot.
Absolutely.
So you gotta have belief. You got
Yep.
to have faith. And
You
then
got to
what's
have faith.
And what's the second one of the next things you said throughout this process? You had a community of people who did
Yeah.
see value in you,
Absolutely. That experienced
who
it
did
firsthand.
give you some game and let you know what's possible. It's even beyond what you set for yourself at
Yeah.
this moment. So you had the faith and belief in
Yep.
yourself. You had a community that saw things in you that was able to help you pull it out of yourself and
Absolutely.
see it for yourself. So you
Yeah.
had faith, you had community.
Iron
And then
sharp as iron.
And the thing that kind of makes it all work is the work.
Absolutely.
Put it in the work. You
Daily.
get in the experience. Like you say, you've kind of been to a mountaintop.
Yeah.
At one point in time, you say you kind of had to start back over from level one, but you've learned so much from that first ascension.
So I'm starting at level one, but I'm not starting over. I'm literally starting from experience. That way, that allows you, like we said, like a video game, right?
Yeah.
You make it to level 8, you get out. Now you got to start all the way over, but you can run through them first 5, 6, 7 levels and get back so fast because you have the experience. We are powerful beyond belief, but you got to get active. You got to get started. I'm going to always encourage you to use your gift, your talent, that thing that comes natural to you, that could be extremely hard for somebody else. You've got to be your authentic self. That's one thing I promised myself, and I told you. This go around, I'm not going to allow people to put me in a box of who they think I am. I am going to be me. Even if that means I get there slower. If it takes me more time, if people don't with me, I don't care. I know where I'm going. I know how to get there, and I'm going to be me every step of the way. One thing that messed me up the last time was the Bible tell you don't look to the left or to the right. So what happened was I was having so much success. Because it was a team, wasn't just me. I was in a phenomenal situation. Just keep it at that, right?
Right.
We balanced each other very well to a degree. But what happened was for me personally, my individual part of it, I got bored with success. You can't do that. I was having so much success. This was a blessing. I realized that now. It was so easy to me. I was so blessed. I got bored. And I stepped away from the thing that got me there. And I want to go start all these other businesses eventually.
Do all these other things.
You feel what I'm saying? That's equivalent to LeBron James. Well, probably not now because he probably is going to retire, but him stepping away from basketball to go build his empire, not realizing that the empire comes through basketball.
Right. Well, LeBron is a terrible example because he's still killing it on the court.
But you get what I'm saying, though?
I think a better example would be Master P.
Oh, ooh, yes. That's a
Because
perfect
at
example.
the end of No Limit, how he
Yes.
wanted to play basketball.
That's exactly.
He did want to
Yeah.
do everything, and then like the music began to suffer. and
LeBron
it's
would be an
like
example of how to do it.
how to do
Yeah,
it, right?
yeah.
But I think at the end of No
Yes.
Limit, like that empire began to crumble because it was about everything except the music.
Yeah,
The thing
because
that
he wanted to
people
be an
love,
agent.
and I think he stopped focusing on the artists,
Yep.
and then
It's- That's exactly what happened. I experienced the exact same thing on a much rather smaller level. And then what comes with that is you become distracted.
distracted.
And when you get distracted, you lose power. Another thing I was doing wrong, I was so caught up in the end result. I remember one time there's got to be an episode when you was talking about be grateful. My head was so far downfield that I couldn't be happy and appreciate where I was in the moment, not realizing that I was on the way. Another thing, what happened along the way is I forgot where I came from. That's another reason why I couldn't enjoy where I was in that moment. I forgot what I've been through. I forgot where I came from. And I was so focused on what I was trying to go and what I was trying to accomplish that I couldn't appreciate where I was. And it's fun too, man, to just be in the moment. You was talking about being overstimulated. We got notification after notification.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's pushing, trying to get more, trying to do more, trying to be more, which is cool. But the reality is, at some point, you got to settle down and just enjoy where you are.
I agree wholeheartedly in what I was stating, and I just don't think humans were created for all this overstimulation, this constant notification, this constant this, constant that. Like you don't even have time to complete one thought and think a thing through a process through from a beginning to an end without a notification or distraction. I just don't think we were designed to operate in that manner. Now we can multitask and do a lot of different things, but I think anything substantial that's ever been done or created was done in an environment where someone was allowed the opportunity and luxury to apply undisrupted attention and focus.
Like that's
I
crazy.
don't think any of the luxuries in life that we enjoy was created by people that were distracted.
That's something to consider. What's one of some of the great masterpieces in his lifetime that you could think of? What's one? It could be a painting. It could be anything.
I mean, the very camera that we're recording on, people who created that technology, the people who continue to make this hardware and these advancements year in over day, I don't think they make it in an environment or come up with these concepts and ideas doing this with the baby crying and watching Instagram videos. And like when you focus.
Responding to text messages.
I know when you getting it, it's hard to survive in this world when you ain't getting it, like
when you're not getting back to
you're
it.
not getting it.
Yeah.
But to really accomplish something, to actually create, a creative mind can't be constantly distracted. You have to I think they call it a flow state. Like man, when you locked in on what it is you're working on, and to get taken out of that zone, that's like being woken up abruptly from sleep, like being woken up with a bullhorn. And you're not going back to sleep after that.
No, because you're
You
in
could be
shock.
getting the best sleep of your life, but if somebody come up there and disrupt that sleep, you're not going to get back to that same state of sleep that you just was waking up from.
Wow.
So I don't feel like being constantly distracted and having your focus knocked off, you're not going to get back to that place when you was locked in. That takes so much energy to get back to where you were when you're working on something. Got to keep that laser focus on some things in life. But we don't necessarily have that luxury this day and time. But yeah, we touched on it like back when that episode we was just talking about grace and gratitude.
Grace and gratitude go
You
a
gotta give
long way.
yourself some grace throughout the process.
Yeah.
Because it ain't gonna be easy and it ain't gonna always go out without a hitch. You can't beat yourself up and get down about it. You just gotta get back up to the plate.
Yep.
Take another swing at it.
Yep.
Gratitude, you making any progress, that's something to be grateful for.
Yeah, progress is progress. Always celebrate progress.
Right. So you are already equipped with everything that you need.
Man.
And just in terms of the ability to think something through from nothing, come up with an idea, You have the physical capability of doing the work. You got everything you need. Everything else is just supplies.
Supplies, resources.
Yeah, everything else is just resources. But the actual engine that you need to get from where you are to where your dreams lie, you already have that. Now you just got to focus on what type of fuel you putting in that engine, which meaning what type of information, what type of gratitude are you practicing, what type of connection do you have with the,
Like you said earlier, connection.
What kind of
It's
connection
vertical
do you have?
and horizontal.
Right. So all of these things are just like the fuel that you have for the engine that you was already blessed with.
Yeah.
Everything else that you're going to need along the way are just supplies that you pick up along the journey. And like you said, if you think about the process of building a house, you start with the foundation. So you don't need to go get shingles day one.
No.
Just
Because if you do, he ain't gonna be no purpose for it.
work the process. You know you're going to need shingles eventually.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah.
But you don't need to waste time on day one of construction worried about where the shingles are, or what they look like, or how we're going to install them. Work the process. Just be grateful on day one that the cement truck showed up on time to lay the foundation. Take that win. Be grateful for that. Stop. Don't be sitting there while that foundation is being poured and sitting there with an ungrateful spirit, worried about,
Stressing about the windows.
a call about shingles.
Yep.
Worried
what we
about
do all the
something that
time.
isn't even an issue at this point in time.
Yeah.
We know it's down the process. We know it's around the corner, but right now in this moment, we building the foundation. We pouring the foundation. This is day one. The guy showed up on time. The job was done well, and we got it on budget. These are all wins.
They say life is 10/90. 10% of what happens, and 90% of how you respond. Yo, I'm trying to elevate, so I'ma take the ups with the downs. Pound for pound, the greatest, God gave me the crown. Graduated from the streets, got my cap and my gown. Made mistakes on the way, but I turned them around.